Hey there, y'all. This is Hades, and today we're discussing the secret level episode of Warhammer 40k. And I'm not gonna lie, it was fun and enjoyable. Just heads up, y'all. I am very, very new to Warhammer 40k. I barely delved into the lore of it, and so a lot of this stuff I'm seeing in the episode, I'm like, I have no clue what's going on, but this is great. Now, I am going to criticize. I'm going to criticize what I've seen. There's like two things I'm like really, but you'll see as I'm going through the episode review. I really liked it. I enjoyed it. It's cool to see these giant space marines just wrecking, and then coming across something that's just beyond them. But yeah, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's really good. And also, just want to let you know, I am Team Custodes all the way. All right, let's dive right into the review, shall we? Okay. So, yeah, the first thing we see is Titus, or I really want to call him Titus because Final Fantasy, but Titus. We see him as a little boy and this one Space Marine. I'm going to refer to him as Commander. I really don't know their name, like all the names. The only reason I remember Titus because the Commander says it, and we see it on screen like for the longest. So, my apologies for not remembering the others. I know there's the Commander and two jobber Space Marines that just get off real quick. When they come across that, I don't know what that thing is. But yeah, it's about the Commander remembering when he recruited Titus as a kid, and going over the whole not the story, but like kind of like the whole like mantra of that when we get kids, we break them for decades. That's how they said it, to essentially make them like great warriors essentially. And Titus was just filled with rage, and what would happen if you got a kid filled with rage to become a space marine. And just a nitpick, but his face is covered in blood when there's even rain pouring on his face, so like it should obviously like a wash off. But if it's if he's actually bleeding from his own head, then we should still see blood trickling down his face. But again, that's just a nitpick. That doesn't really play a big part in anything. Just a nitpick. I got another nitpick. Again, nothing. I'm not gonna take any points away from this episode. Then we cut to the commander in his little where he worships. I'm not worships, but I guess like where he's at, and we see like I'm assuming the God Emperor, right there, the statue of him as he's seeing him getting mission statements. And I like the technology, like it's old school, and I like it. It reminds me a lot of the technology from Aliens, from Aliens. And it's funny enough, I do not like this movie, Alien Romulus. I didn't like the movie, but I'm not gonna lie, you can't deny it looked good. And again, and like candles really like I know it goes with the aesthetic, but I'm like candle like it's getting all over the place. But that's just their way to roll. Right? I'm not again. It's just like, but I'm not gonna do it like take any points away because that's just how their culture is. Because in the future there is only war, right? And then we cut to the four Space Marines getting ready to get launched down. I'm gonna try to include as much on panels as I can, screenshots I should say. But I've heard of Games Workshop. They're very very strict with this kind of stuff, and also my first channel got struck down for showing pages, even though edited. There to take the words out and everything. It was still struck down, so I'm gonna be very cautious. All right, so if I don't have that much of screenshots, it's because I had to take them out. Unfortunately, that's the way it rolls. And then the Space Marines come down and they're just marching along, and they're dragging a coffin. And here's another thing, like really, they couldn't give it wheels or have it hover. You know what I mean? It's like at first I didn't know it was a dude. I thought it was gonna be like some kind of bomb, but it's like a dude. It's like a priest dude. And it must be super comfortable, right, in that thing. Because if he's not like coming out like my head, but yeah, it's just dragging it. It's like really, come on. So yeah, that's another small criticism. Like, really, like I don't know. Again, that's probably just how they roll, but okay. And then we get a bunch of I don't know what they. I don't know if they're humans or aliens. Cause when we see them fighting the Space Marines, they bleed red blood, right? But we also see aliens later on bleed glowing blue blood. So I'm like I don't know if these are like just like chaos like humans, or just like feral humans or something like that. I don't know what they are. But Here's my first criticism coming. First of all, it's actually pretty good that they opened fire on the Space Marines. The Marines are just easily, casually blocking it. I would have liked to have seen a bullet hit a Marine in the head and show that it doesn't really do anything to their helmets, which we do see later. But when they're in the kind of that formation and they're just, it's just the shield goes up to their like right around their necks and they're just blocking it, and then they pull their guns down. They start gunning down a lot of guys on motorcycles, which again is very cool looking. I'm not gonna lie, and then the crazy, I don't know what they are, start um rushing the Space Marines, start shooting at them, taking shots at them. The Marines are just wrecking them. It looks freaking amazing. It looks like something like straight out of 300. It's so cool looking, but it just shows how dumb their opponent is. The Space Marine opponents are, because they're running into them when their guns can't do any damage. So what in their world are they thinking that their weapons, their bladed weapons, are gonna do? That's just dumb. And if you're telling me, well, those things are supposed to be that dumb, well, then it doesn't make it impressive that the Marines are beating a retarded, small faction here. It's just not impressive at all. But we do get a cool shot of some kind of vehicle just trying to shoot at the Marines, and then one of the Marines is blocking it and is making a lot of dents into the shield. And it's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. Then one of the Marines just rushes it, and the aim of the shooter's off. Yeah. And you could show it hitting the Marine, and it's like, he's like not gonna be defeated, but he's actually, getting hit. He's actually see him getting hit by it, because we also see a car. My favorite scene in the fight is a car just rams right. He rams, the car's coming at him. He's charging and it just rams right into him. Does nothing. But as he's running, and then he jumps on the tank. The reason I could accept that the car doesn't do anything to him versus what the minigun could do, because we actually see the minigun actually making dents in their shield. But when it's coming at the Marine, it's not really hitting him. He's just running. We don't see it, hit him. It should be hitting him, to be honest, because he's running straight head on into it. He's not serpentining it, but we get a cool shot of him jumping on it, killing the dude on top, dropping a grenade, and it blows up as he's on it. And then the Marines walk by. A Marine just slaps a grenade on it and puts a timer on it. And then the other commander gives Titus the chain with the coffin to him as they walk away. And then boom, massive explosion. So cool, I'm not gonna lie. And then they find a big hole. They see some kind of illusions going on. Not really sure what's going on, since the creature that makes the illusions is not, I don't want to say sealed, but probably hibernating or something. When I guess. And then they go down it with a cool shot where it kind of looks like they're sliding on their backs, and they get up sideways. Looks like it's cool. And then they go up into the cave. They fight monsters that have glowing blue blood. Pretty cool. Then we see them continue on, and again another nitpick. Nothing doesn't go against us. Nothing really bad or anything. But the next scene we see them, they're just not covered in the alien glowing blood. All right. Then they go up to a statue of some kind of creature, and they get the coffin, open it up, and it's some kind of priest that starts chanting and makes a shield around them. When you see why, it's like, okay, that's clever. I like that. I'm assuming I could be wrong. Don't get mad at me. Was he a psyker? Is that why he's able to do that? Because when they start opening fire on the massive statue, a bunch of dark arms just comes out, and they're stopped by the priest dude. So I'm assuming that's what it's for. But the Space Marines, the bullets are still able to just damage the statue. And something comes out of the statue's staff, flanks them from behind, and the Space Marines see this and they're like, "Oh shoot!" They turn around immediately to try to open fire on this creature. The creature does something and kills the priest, where he's able to so that way the Marines are able to be affected by it's not time stop. It's like some kind of magic in that he could stop within their mind. It's very weird. It's like someone activated the world from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It's so trippy. And then we see this creature go up to a Space Marine, and I don't know how this works. I legit have no clue how this works at all, because we see this creature work its magic on a Marine, and we see the Marine holding his own body out of the human part in the human part inside the armor, and he crushes it, and he immediately dies. So I'm thinking to myself, oh, okay, so whatever damage they do in kind of this weird goopy world, it looks like something out of Oh, I hate that movie. Prometheus or Alien Covenant. I hate that goop stuff. It looks like if they damage something, it's kind of hurting themselves because if you see what happens with the commander, he sees I don't know if it's himself or Titus, but he stabs it and then he gets stabbed himself as he just drops. So I'm like, so this creature's creating some kind of image or some kind of illusion that's getting them to attack the image that they're seeing. And then when the creature gets to Titus he's like as that kid as we saw in the beginning, but then he sees the creature. I don't know why he sees the creature as the creature, but when he attacks the creature, he goes for the staff instead of the creature and breaks the staff, and it works. And the creature is unable to do it. He's unable to trap Titus in the magic, and the creature tries to bail out, but Titus grabs it in the real world and slices it in half. Cool, but how is Titus able to do that? I have no clue. And then the giant statue starts breaking up, and this is here where I thought they were all gonna die because the giant ship's like, all right, you can open fire, and then we cut to the commander's perspective, the leader, as he's radioed die well, something like that. And I was like, oh freak, like these guys are gonna die, like holy frick, I legit thought they were gonna die. I don't know if they do though, to be honest, because at the end the commander marine's like, like this, this is our time, and Titus, I believe he's like, like this is not our time yet, we're gonna still fight because we see him getting his knife and sword ready as he goes off to charge against like this massive horde of creatures just coming at him. And again, overall pretty good. I really liked it. It's just again, the opponents they're facing were like incredibly dumb, and this creature, I have no idea what the rules for it are. I don't know why Titus was the exception for it. The thing I get is that yeah, he's a kid or he's a boy that knew nothing but war and hatred, and that's what they turned into a marine. That's why he's like different from everyone else. I get that, but how? Like I don't understand how that uh, prevented him from not going for a kill shot on the creature, or him not being affected by the creature's manipulation. Again, I don't know about anything of that, so if you guys know that I'm missing in the story, I'm sure there's lore explanations. I'm positive there is, but in this story that I could refer to that I missed, let me know because I'd be curious. But yeah, again, yeah, I'm gonna give this probably a 6 out of 10. I like this. Subjectively, I liked it. This was like a freaking 8 or 9 out of 10, but objectively, 6 out of 10. Yeah, but overall, I enjoyed it. Anyway, that concludes my review of this. I'm gonna be doing Pac-Man. Yeah. Anyway, y'all take care and have a good one.